If you ride e-skate, you're probably like me, always looking for a better wheel solution, something with comfort, range, and overall abilities. Oh, the struggle is definitely real, and CLOUDWHEEL has a lot of solutions for you. Today, we're going to take a look at the CLOUDWHEEL Rover 110R. Welcome to the Vapor Trail channel. I'm Tony. Yeah, so I've already reviewed the 165R. That was like, I don't know, a year ago. I'm still running on those wheels, by the way. They were the full AT version of it, so 165, but it was the first version of pretty much any wheel that was airless, that was AT, that had the dampening core, and also had a rubber tread on it. Subsequently, they put out the Hydro wheel, which was 100 millimeter. Of course, they already had the Discovery, which is 120 millimeter. Doesn't have a rubber tread around it, but it does have some, some tread to it. A lot of people complain that those were a little slippery and loose dirt or any kind of moisture on the ground. So when I reviewed the Hydro wheel, I was like, man, I would love to have something in between these two, because the Hydro wheel doesn't have the dampening core, something with the dampening core, but also has that rubber tread on it, and bingo, bango, it's here. I've liked all the Cloud wheels, even the Discovery 120s. I've never had any problems with them, but I avoid wetness on the road when I'm riding as much as I can. But these wheels, man, they're pretty nice. So let's do this. I'm going to do a quick little unboxing just so you can see what's inside the package. Pop them on the Backfire Zealot S2, which I have a full review coming up very soon for that. The unboxing and first impressions is popping up right here if you want to watch that for that board. Then I'll share some ride footage with you, some impressions, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final impressions. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, so I know that these wheels aren't really meant for this, but I'm gonna try them on this dirt/gravel mix here and just see what kind of grip we actually have with them. Not too bad at all. We got sand and we got gravel here, so it's handling it. Not too bad at all. Beautiful place to skate now. And you know what? I don't feel like it reduced the power or anything. I mean, it seems like I still have the same amount of torque and everything. Here's some rougher up. Okay, again, this is something that this board and these wheels probably not so much intended for, but why not test it out? All right, so we've got some grass over here, and I've ridden on this on many boards that have AT wheels. Let's see how this goes. So it's kind of interesting. I'm definitely used to the Discovery version of these. It doesn't have the tread on them. These wheels feel, they feel more responsive. They definitely feel stickier. You can actually hear that tread kind of sticking as it's contacting with the pavement. And also I noticed that we have a lot of larger cracks in this particular parking lot. And some of the other larger cracks that I've hit, I've noticed that there's a little bit more of a bounce to them, a little bit more of a bounce back as you're going over those bumps. But that doesn't mean that they're hard or they're like urethane. They're still squishy, they're still dampened. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different feel and I like it. So yeah, these things took pretty much anything I threw at it. If you get into deep sand, you might have a little bit of an issue. You know, the treads aren't knobby or anything like that. But loose dirt and gravel, a little bit of light sand, no problem. Rough roads, asphalt is often pretty rough. And then you saw me go through that grass right there. And that grass, there's a lot of little divots in it. And there's actually an incline for most of that grass, which you can't really tell because of the camera angle, but handled it just fine. Now, I did try that on Discovery 120s and it didn't handle it just fine. It slipped all over the place. Well, not all over the place, but really not as good as this. Now, I'm certainly not knocking the Discovery 120s. I still love those wheels. As a matter of fact, that was my first electric skateboard that I purchased, had them on there, and I remember describing it as like a magic carpet ride. They're miles and above if you're talking about regular PU wheels or urethane. To me, these blow urethanes out of the water. You know, a lot of people swear by urethanes, just not my thing. So yeah, comparing the two of these, I'd say that the Discovery is a little bit more squishy, a little bit more shock absorbent than these. And that might be because you have that rubber tread around them. Like I said, I feel these have a little bit more of a bounce to them, if that makes any sense. And if you were to encounter a slippery situation, I would say these are definitely going to grip a little bit more. As a matter of fact, you can kind of hear them just kind of sticking to the ground. So I kind of like that. I see a lot of people on social media and even on the website riding these things in the rain, and you know, maybe you do it for demo purposes, great, but I personally don't do that, not only for safety because, you know, all these skateboard companies tell you not to ride in the rain because it's not safe, but also because you want to protect your investment. I mean, these boards can be anywhere from $300 to $3,000. You probably should just protect it. I mean, even if the board is IP65 waterproof or whatever, everything else on your board is going to suffer for that. Your bearings, your your bolts, everything is going to suffer for that. So I just recommend not doing that. But if you get into a slippery situation, these should help you out. Let's look at their website real quick. So they're rubber and polyurethane. They got a dampening core. There's no punctures ever with these. They're splash proof, longer range, all terrain. The dampening technology on this is described as a major innovation in the industry. It enables to eliminate more vibrations than that used in PU wheel designs. And you can see right there how that core is in there. It's pretty cool. Now these wheels do feature a reinforced ABEC core. Now I installed them directly onto my Zealot S2 because it has ABEC pulleys on it. Well, the thing is, like I said, slight variations in tolerances. There's a little bit of play in it, so sometimes it kind of sounds like you get a little clunk or something like that while you're riding. So I would highly recommend that when you order these things, just go ahead and get the pulleys with them. That way you know. Also, Cloud wheels tend to have a little bit deeper inset on the inside. So when I put this onto the ABEC pulley on that board, well, they were rubbing on the belt, so I had to put a couple of washers in there, speed washers in there, just to push it out a tiny bit so that it wasn't rubbing on those. Again, if I had the pulleys that CloudWheel offers, I probably wouldn't have that issue at all, and you know, they would be nice and tight. They make them for them. I didn't get those with mine, so I'm definitely going to inquire about getting some. One thing about these wheels, it has that curvature to it, right? So it looks like just the middle of it is the contact patch, but actually when you step down on these, here, check out this graphic from their website. When you step down on it, it flattens it out and you get more of a contact patch, so that's cool. These also have what they call a unique drainage tread. Tread surface is made of rubber material, providing superior anti-slip performance. Unique tire tread design can effectively dispel water and prevent loss of traction. Cutting-edge bonding technology seamlessly integrates rubber and urethane in each tire of our Rovers, ensuring superior traction and preventing slippage or delamination. That was one of my concerns with the 165Rs, but I have had no problems with the tread actually delaminating off of the wheel or anything, so that's awesome. They also show a comparison of mileage and endurance on their website for range, and they're saying that unlike oversoft traditional rubber wheels or inflation wheels, Cloud Wheel is robust enough to reduce mileage loss, providing a longer journey with excellent shock absorption properties. Compared to the inflatable wheel, it can increase the mileage by up to 80% of the range. I know that's a pretty big claim, 80% of the range, but I will just tell you this, that it did not reduce my range, which I was pretty surprised at because the other wheels that were on that board were just street wheels. Also, you saw that it comes with bearings. According to them, they are high precision precision bearings specially developed for electric skateboards, high speed, they're quiet, low friction, and dust proof. So far that has proven true, but I've only put about 30 miles on them. I've really enjoyed all the different Cloud wheels that I've gotten, even the ones that the macaroon that they have for the longboards, those were great. Also, customer service seems to be great with this company. If you're going to the website to order, just check out which board you have. They have a listing, you know, a whole chart showing this board needs these pulleys or whatever, and just order the correct ones. Or if you have any questions, ask them and they'll help you get the right pulleys for your board. And yeah, oh, by the way, they also have a donut version of it in case you've got hub motors. Pretty stoked to be one of the first to try these out. I really appreciate you, Cloud Wheel. So there we go, the Cloud Wheel 110R. It's an urban terrain wheel. And as you saw, it's going to get you where you need to go. Hey, I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. It's been around since 2013. Just in the last couple of years, been doing a lot of electric skateboards, bikes, scooters, electric guitars, also solar power and solar generators. I'm trying to tie it all together, man. I'm just a big geek. That's what it is. If I have a passion for it, I want to share it with you here on the channel. And if it's something new to you, great. Maybe you'll find a passion for it. Either way, I really appreciate your support. If you'd like to do that monetarily, well, you can hit the thanks button down there. Or the easiest way to do that is if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you hit the notification bell, you get notifications when I upload new videos. I'll put links down in the description for you for what I've shown you today. And that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.